Hello folks, we're going to be looking at another classic tune today. All Apologies by Nirvana. You probably already know how to play this, but there may be some nuances that you may not be familiar with. So I'm going to teach you it as they play it, so in the same tuning, so you can play along with the album. You're going to need to detune your guitar down 1/2 step, so everything goes down to flat, so E flat, A flat, D flat, etc. But then the low E, or E flat as it now is, goes down 2 further frets, okay, or 1 tone. So you should have this as your main D chord. Okay, so quickly through the notes. That's how it should sound. And in terms of tone, I'm going for neck pickup. But live, I think he does play it on the humbucker. And for the distorted part, I'm using a Boss fuzz pedal, the FZ1W. Because when you hear it ringing out, it's got that fuzzy, kind of gnarly tone, rather than a smooth kind of overdrive. If you've got like a DS2 or something and you can crank that up, I think that might break up in a similar way, but I don't have one. So that's what I'm going for the tones. Now, in its essence, it's a super simple riff, okay? Nice bit of alliteration as well. That's the whole riff, right? He does change it ever so slightly in the verse part, because he'll stick with... He just repeats that around and around, okay, until the very last time. But we want to get the niceties in there and make it sound a bit more like he does. Now, he doesn't play the open string throughout. You're not going to hear... all the way through like I just did there, okay? It comes in every now and again, and it's probably just... I mean, he's probably just aiming for... You know, he's going to just accidentally hit that note. Now, I've tabbed 2 entire times round of the whole phrase with all of the bits and pieces that he puts in. So it's identical, I think, to the intro. So that first part goes... Right, that's the first time round. So you can see that I'm mixing it up by putting in the odd open string on the 6th and the 5th strings, okay? So the first bar would be pretty straightforward. Then you've got this grace note slide from the 10th fret to the 12th, right? And I'm just using my 2nd finger there. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. So you go... That's the whole thing. Second bar. Okay. And then you go up to the next string and the same thing. Okay. Next bar. Next 2 bars, I should say. So there again, I'm going to start going through this quite quickly because you'll get the idea. Okay, notice how the low open string really accents it and breaks it up a bit. And then the 4th bar. Okay, don't worry if you don't play it exactly like that. This is just in there for those of you that want it, you know, as close as possible to the original. Then the second bit, I'll just play through slowly, and then we'll move on. It goes like this. All right, pretty straightforward and quite similar to the first one. Now, when you go into the verse, he'll actually go to this. Round and around, okay? So you're going to play that around. I think it's... it might be... I want to say 3 times, but I can't remember. And then the last time before you go into the chorus part is... you go into that part again. But the fuzz comes on there, or the distortion, whatever you're using. So the last bar going into the chorusy part would be... Alright, so you put the distortion or the fuzz pedal on when you go to that note. Okay, so slowly it would be... Okay, so let me do it in context. And then into the next part. That's the transition, okay? Not much else to it. We've got a one-fingered power chord on the 5th fret. I think Kurt might be playing it like this when I've seen live footage, but one's finger's good enough for me. So you're going to play... like that, right? So you can go to the neck pickup here if you want. And because my neck pickup's a bit noisier than my bridge, I'm going to stay on the bridge pickup. So you would have down, 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 up, 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 down, down, up, down, up. And then you take all your fingers off. So slowly. One more time. Okay, and you go around that a few times, and then just before you go down to the breakdown bit, that part, which is just a one-fingered A chord, you do a slightly different strummy part where you go... You stay on that, but I mean, it's such a minor thing, right? Put it in if you want, or not. And then you've got 2 bars of this. And again. And then back in, right? The only other thing to point out is when you go back into this the next time, it gets way more strummier towards the end. You'll hear... So just chuck that in as well if you want. And then you've got this middle 8 part, which is just... You know, you're going to basically pick out odd notes. What he plays on the album is 3, 4... And then back in, right? But I think he keeps the distortion on for that last part. So that last bit though is just down, down, up with all your fingers off. So you just catch a few of the strings with the upstroke, and then you're into... All right, and then in the outro, it's also going to repeat around this just first measure. And that's it. You're done. Hope you enjoyed that one. See you again soon.